Hello and welcome to Get Out of Rap TV, the 30th of January. How is it still January? The longest month ever. I hope you're having a good one. Couple of days left still to hit those targets. I've got a couple I'd still like to hit. First of all, thank you to my sponsors, Evaluagent, DDC Outsourcing Solutions, and OneCom. Thanks to them, I can bring you this show, and a special shout out as well to all the people at the forum. They also partner up. We had a great chat with them last week. And how are you all? How's everyone doing? A lot to get through today, and quite a milestone episode. So, the first. Good morning, Graham. How are you doing, sir? I love that. Love your profile. Thumbs up. Good morning to you. Now, yes, a lot to get through. So let's crack on, shall we, with the first. Here we go. This could be interesting, dependent on who's watching. Oh, and of course, let me just remind you, if your comments are not showing, I'm not ignoring you. There is an issue with LinkedIn and StreamYard always talking to each other. LinkedIn say apparently you can resolve this by just refreshing where you are at. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. So it seems to affect the same people every week who I don't want you getting a complex. You too. Thank you. There he is. Good morning, Scott. Scott rocking the GOW hoodie. Bloody hell, where did Martin go? Greetings from a plane from Adelaide to Sydney. Your Aussie fan, Alistair. Alistair Glass, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Yeah. That's commitment, international travel. Guten Morgen, wie geht's? Mark is here. Believe it or not, I was born in Germany. My dad was in the RAF, so I was born in a small town called Gütersloh. My mum couldn't get to the British military hospital in time, so I was born in a German hospital. Alan, how you doing? Oh, Cameron's here. Good morning, sir. We worked together a long time ago. Hello, Alan. How are you doing? Good to see you. Jean Michel is here. Good morning. Yeah, Kerry's here. So we try and get through this without referencing a million barrels of oil. Looking great, Mark. Are we doing the Contact Babel read through or talking about whey protein products? We can do both. We can do both. And everyone else, Kerry being friendly there. Darren is here. Darren, an awesome director of customer experience, customer service, all things contact centers. The mind is full of contact centers when it comes to Darren, and he is looking for a role. Looking fabulous today. Oh, thank you, Marianne. You're too kind. You're all going to make me blush. Hello, Caroline. How you doing? Celtic still top of the league. We're loving that, aren't we? Kind of my Scottish team, as well as Dundee United, which I know is a bit strange. Joe Dean, good morning. Good morning to you. G'day, mate. Luke's here. A true Aussie. Luke is here. Wonderful man. As also is Darren. Good morning to you. Okay, so now with the crowd we've got in today, I'm expecting big things with this. So you've already been saying hello. I'd love to know. Let's get to know each other a little bit better. Say hello in the comments, and what is an unpopular opinion you have? Are you going to be sharing it? Come on, the hoops. Yes, come on, the super hoops. I do own a Celtic shirt. They're one of my team. Obviously, Tottenham is my one team, but I'm also I do like looking out for Celtics results. So, what is an unpopular opinion that you have? I'm hoping. Come on, be brave. You're amongst friends. This is a safe space, albeit it is a little bit public. But I trust you guys, right? I trust you to keep this the right side is, this has to be suitable for work, right? So, but what is an unpopular opinion that you have? It can be related to our industry. That would be helpful. um, yeah, given that this is meant to be a show about contact centers and CX, I suppose. Um, what is an unpopular opinion? So Bjorn is here. Bjorn is kicking us off. Bjorn, like me, is an advocate of Slimming World as well, mate, aren't you? Used to work with Bjorn as well. Lovely guy. AI will destroy the planet. Think Terminator. Sarah Connor. Um, that's a great one to kick us off, Bjorn. Chili tastes better with chocolate in it. I agree. Don't mention chocolate though. Also, organizations shouldn't have values. What a cracker, Danny. Um, please elaborate. Why shouldn't organizations have values? I'm all ears on that one. I'm sure we all are. Um, Luke says empathy is easy. Yes, I agree with that. Um, Darren, yes. Hello, mate. Darren says, don't think agents actually care about customers. Now, I have to say, and I think I've talked about this before when talking about careers and um, or was I? It might have been on the Get Out of Rap podcast, or I was a guest. I actually agreed. From when I was an agent, I did my job, and when possible, if they were up for it, I would have a bit of banter with a customer. But it wasn't customers that kept me in this industry. It was the people I worked with, and it was a laugh I had with them. Customers could come and go. This is why I don't ever feature in any polls about CX and anything like that. Five Guys is overrated, says Mark. Brilliant. Yes, Sarah Connor, Bjorn. Genuine positivity is a thing. And I can say that Luke is a genuinely positive guy. You can meet him every day, or you can go 6 months without meeting him, and he's always positive. Always. Hello, Morris. How you doing? My most unpopular, I like the way you've ranked it. This is my most. I've got lots, but my most unpopular opinion is that customer and employee is a science involving behavior and it is a science, sorry, involving behavior and emotions, and it is not taught properly. I couldn't agree more. Um, Cameron says management is more than MI. Oh, I love that, Cameron. That's great. Agent assist. Ain't that assistive? Needs a lot of work. Oh, that's great. Joe Dean says most of my opinions are unpopular. Being Dutch and very direct, I always bring everything back to data. That sometimes is unpopular because people think I lack empathy. I really don't. I just like to get to the heart of the problem and fast. I played football for a while in the Netherlands and stayed with a Dutch family, and I found it refreshing just how straight to the point everyone was. Um, Chinese food is overrated. This is why I love this show. It's such an eclectic mix. It's brilliant. Good morning, Rick. How are you, sir? Um, Danny says, I'll have to write an article, long post on it. Values. Quick version is values are not good or bad. They're contextual. So having them as immutable is not a good idea. Well, Danny, maybe that could be part of the GOW book. Danny will contribute, and there's some more on that later on. Humans like to speak to humans. And Alan, we've backed that up with lots of stats, haven't we, in our read along? Alan Donaghy, wow. Now I'm assuming that's about the Chinese food, not about humans like to talk to humans. Chatbots are not going to solve all our contact center problems. Yes. Really refreshing on the being direct from a Dutch point of view, Jodine, isn't it? My most dangerous opinion is that integrity matters. Yes, it really does. I found in this last year of being self-employed how often I've had to check in with the integrity numbskulls of my brain as to whether I proceed with things or not. And it means that whilst whilst the bank balance suffers greatly, My sleep doesn't. Howie D is the most underrated member of the Backstreet Boys. Wow, I used to think the same of Howard in Take That. Danny Wareham Alan says, Danny Wareham, it's a fact, pal. That's about the Chinese food. Uh, Customers will not mind you shutting on a weekend, says Rick. I agree with that. Other than, here's a question. I've got really addicted straight away to the gym. Why is it that gyms have shorter hours at the weekend, unless it's like a pure gym or something like that, which is just rammed full of teenagers? But the gym I go to, it has its shortest hours at the weekend when all of us, in theory, have got more time to go. It doesn't make any sense. Some of the biggest brands have the worst service because people want the product so they can be lazier. So true, Kerry. So true. And I think then you get the disappointment, right? The disappointment's greater because you expect more from some of the biggest and well-known brands, and then when the service is disappointing, it hurts. It's a sad thing. These are great. I knew I could rely on you guys. What are your unpopular opinions? Um, and isn't it funny that a lot of these, I think most of them, there's not been one. Maybe the Chinese food. I like Chinese. Um, Sorry, Alan. But most of these I think we could all agree with, right? I don't know. My unpopular opinion is management often spend so much time on improving the stats and less about improving the ability of their employees. Yes, and I think whilst we do a read along with lots of stats, I completely agree that we focus on these immediate fixes rather than the causes. The stats are an outcome, right? We should focus on the things that we know make a difference, and that is our employees. So I agree, because the weekend is when you're meant to be enjoying yourself. But I do enjoy myself in the gym. It's mindfulness time for me. I don't think of about a zillion different things at once. Sorry, Alan. I'm on the other side of the fence on that one, but we are still good friends. Hello. Hello again, Scott. My unpopular opinion is that AHT has been misused as a performance metric for many years, and it shouldn't be used. I'm yet to come across a performance issue that was resolved by reducing AHT. You're right. And I wonder if we should have a session one day on procurement cost and things like that are driving just things that we know don't help performance. Mina is here. Mina is an absolute superstar in the team leader community and is looking for a new team leader role. So if you're not connected with Mina, please do connect with her. My gym has a set of stairs leading to from the front door exit. That should be criminal. Yeah, there should be some sort of carry system. I'm so holding back now, Cameron. I know you. I know you personally. Come on, you shouldn't hold back. Unpopular opinion, says Graham. Too many silos in business, and too often agents are not empowered on purpose. Agree with the earlier point. Great point. Danny Worm says, I'll see your AHT, Scott Williams, and raise you NPS. Oof. He started with the NPS grenade straight away. Dave is here. Good morning, Dave. Scott Williams. Completely agree, Scott, on the AHT point. Rachel is here as well. Hi, Rachel. What the anonymous user just said about management spending too much time on stats. Simon, hello, my friend. The best way to improve customer satisfaction is not to upskill agents, but to improve the IT systems that everyone uses to make all processes much smoother. Oh, I love that. That's a great one. It's a great one because instinctively you kind of disagree, right? You go, oh, why shouldn't we upskill agents? But it's really great to make a point. Hi, sorry, it's Tracy. Help me put my name to appear. Now, Danny's your man on that one. Danny Wareham is our resident LinkedIn fixer for these sessions. BPO stress syndrome can lead to burnout if addressed. It can lead to anxiety issues, physical issues, That's why it's good to go to the gym even during the weekend. Very true. BPO stress syndrome, if not addressed. Yes, thanks, Jean Michel. Perfect. My unpopular opinion is to switch off all social media. Yeah, I mean, I other than LinkedIn, um, I'm not really. I have accounts, but I'm not really on or active on anything. And by accident, a long time ago, I turned off notifications on LinkedIn, and it does. I like it now. Um, I love risk and reward models, says Jodine, leaning towards retention, now effort, churn, etc. Would be a great separate session. AHT should not be the driver for procurement processes. Yeah, I love it. MPS is like astrology only. Oh, Morris, that's a classic. Oh, yes, we've got a football one. Jurgen Klopp is overrated. Oh, I've got a lot of friends who are Liverpool fans, and we've had some fun. Social media brings people closer. Yeah, love it. Turn it off, turn it back on again. If it doesn't work, raise a ticket and wait 5 days. No, Tracy, Danny's not playing fair with that one. Oh, Graham, I can't agree with this. Rugby is way better than football. There's a lot I like about. Oh, I just got electric shock. There's a lot I like about rugby, but it is not better than football. Now, that one we will disagree on. My opinion, it really bothers me when people ask if a decision was for the customer's benefit or the business's benefit. I fail to see how any choice that isn't for the customer can possibly be good for the business, says Dave. Yes, agree. Um, Chris says green is the best Skittle. Oh, I love Skittles. I haven't had Skittles in months. That used to be a vice. Digital customer journeys are killing the industry, says Mark. Oh, yeah, I love this. Love that, Mark. Um, hello, all. Sorry I'm late, says Clayton. Don't worry. I'm glad you're here, Clayton. Unpopular opinion used to be involving frontline staff members earlier in the process or system rollout and not at the end. Yeah, true. That made me very unpopular. Morris Pentel, that's such a Pisces thing to say about MPS being astrology. Yeah, I'm with you, Jodie, and that was funny. Some people are not happy with this thought, says Marianne, but you can guess who. But I think a lot of senior managers sit in their ivory towers and go to too many meetings. Go and see what is really happening and help support and nurture your people. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Um, let me catch up. These are coming through thick and fast. With all the technology out there right now, says Rachel, the worst way to score your contact center and overall CX is with after call CSAT surveys. Oh, these are great. I can't win the argument because you have the mic. Well, also because I'm stubborn, Graham, as well. Um, Maybe that's how we can get more people involved in this show. I can share the screen and we can have a debate. But you're never winning that one. Not with me, anyway. You might sway other people, but football's better than rugby. Sorry, Dave Darcy. Milton Friedman has entered the chat. Drive more people to the phones. People like talking to others. These are great. Thank you, Simon, for that one. Talking of inviting other people into this, there's a couple more. Rachel says there is an art to good telephone communication or real SMS for deaf and hard of hearing community. Oh, that's nice, Rach. That is overlooked and underappreciated. I love it. Good use of an emoji there as well. Surveys are a waste of money when compared with analysis, says Morris. These are brilliant. You guys have really delivered today. Some people are not happy with this. Oh, I've done that one. Sorry, Marianne. Okay, talking about getting more people in. I've yet to have anyone say they would like to come on and take 10 minutes of this show to deliver like a little TEDx to educate us all, to give us something that helps us all. My money kind of was on Danny, Clayton, one of you guys, Morris, all of you, in fact, someone that you could just share a 10-minute snippet. We call it Get Out of Rap X. If you are interested, all you have to do is you don't need to comment now, but you could just message me on LinkedIn. Those notifications are still on. Sometimes, unfortunately. Are you interested in taking 10 minutes of this show? No selling. We're not about pitching and selling, even sort of cleverly, Trojan horse style. Um, do you want to come in and share some of your knowledge? It could be um, an elaboration on one of these points you've made here. Maybe not the rugby football thing, Graham. You're not having 10 minutes on that. Uh, not without me having some sound effects. But are you interested? Um, so Graham says Marianne is spot on. Management by wandering around is an old but gold way of leading. Now I did that all the time, and then someone said MBWA, and I was really pleased to find out what I was doing had a theory behind it. So I had to Google Milton Friedman, Nobel Prize winner. I'll take that, says Dave. Happy to support if the audience sees some value in my rantings. Yes, Danny, come on. You don't want me on your show. I do. I really do. Would love to, but it would be like Mr. Bumble teaching Einstein math. Now, do you mean Mr. Tumble? I love him. Justin, Mr. Tumble. My family went to see a friend of theirs who was performing in a pantomime, and they sent me a picture from the audience of Mr. Tumbles, and I went nuts. I said, "You have to stay behind and try and get his autograph." I love him. Dave Darcy, the business of business is business. He's the main reason companies put profit above planet or people. Unpopular opinion, says a man. There is always huge focus of coaching and development for ages. However, the same investment is required for team managers. Very true. And you know what they could do, Aman? They could join the team leader community. I'm with you on that one. And I'm so glad your comments are now showing. Jemba walks are the best. Jean Michel, you might have to explain that one to me, the Jemba. Martin, I'm just finalizing a candidate experience survey. It says Kerry, really interested in people in the group taking part and also sharing the results if people are interested. Once you finalized it, or if there's a link, please feel free to share it. Typo, yeah, great, Mark. Me and you are the same then. This is Mr. Tumbles, and the mention of him gets you a VIP pass with me, as far as I'm concerned. Morris is happy. Yes, brilliant. Oh, Marianne, come on. We've put this one to bed. Rugby is better. Love football, but rugby is definitely the best. Six Nations starts this Friday at Ireland v France. Should be a great match. Now, I do love rugby, but it's not better than football. And the Netflix Full Contact, I think it is called. I am watching that at the moment. That's really good. Alan says nobody is ready for my grating Scouse accent. Oh, and Alan, I'm sorry I never came back to you about your stats. Yes, they are well above average, by the way. Maybe we could do a round table online event, says Rick. Yeah, good idea. Jimber and Kaizen, with you on that one, sir. Go Marianne. Now, listen. This is taking a dangerous kind of tangent. I agree with Marianne. Rugby is way better. What is wrong? What's happening? Work. I tell you one thing though. Hang on. See, Cameron may remember this. I've always had a rugby ball with me, wherever I've worked. So like I say, I do love rugby, but it is not better than football. So you're all talking nonsense. It's a takeover. It's a hostile one. Okay, now question for the day. We've been having a lot of fun already. We've got to catch up. When you go to a conference or event, what they there you go. Look, I've still got it. I know. This ball is maybe 15, maybe even up to 20 years old, and I've had it with me wherever I've worked. So, and it's still, I've never had to pump it up. That ball's the wrong shape. Yes, Bjorn, thank you. Okay. So, when you go to a conference event, what makes it memorable and what's missing? This is your chance, I think, to for event organizers to get your kind of feedback. What do you think would make a lot of the events you go to, or what's great? What advice to event? What's your advice to event and conference organizers? Um, People says Graham. Jodine says great swag. Yes. The ball was likened to the Holy Grail. Yes, it was. That was it sat on my desk. I was always playing with it. That's no one edit that, please. Um, Beer makes it memorable and at the same time unmemorable. Yeah, I've seen you wandering around an event with a bottle of beer, Clayton. I'm not going to lie. Um, what are the things that you think? Oh, they need to do this. They need to do this better. They need to. This is great. What's your advice? Caroline says the people makes it memorable. Couldn't agree more. Missing thing, says Cameron, a bacon butty. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be very nice. Jodine says short, impactful presentations, more interaction involvement, less death by PowerPoint. Couldn't agree more. Digitize the business cards when networking. Yeah, that's true. I don't own any business cards. I think that's kind of what LinkedIn. I know, Clayton, you had a good little tip on that one, didn't you? Some automated business card. Is that right, Clayton? Have I? Maybe I was the one drinking beer. Um, Danny says coffee in the main room. I tell you what, at the expo, I thought the expo was great. I thought David and all of the team at Raw, David Juniper and all the team at Raw did a good job. It would have been good to have more water for exhibitors. I was thirsty, and I didn't want to go outside and queue for ages on the concourse. Pay attention to the people who didn't come for the freebies. They might have interest in your solution or a valuable feedback for you. Excuse me, Rachel. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Chantel, hello. How are you? Meeting the people I speak to all year and getting to put faces to names, meeting new people and creating new relationships are the best part of the events for me. Yes, agree. Agree the people you meet and the connections made. So many events where I've met new people that I'm still connected to and engaged with, get advice from today. That's great. Thanks, Darren. Graham, I'm not sure if I even want to talk about your comments anymore. I'm joking. QR code on LinkedIn to share connections. Yes, great, good tip. Yes. Use the app Blink with a Q for digital business cards. That was it, Clayton. Yeah, the nice one there. Not having to play musical chairs, keynote speakers. That's an idea. It's an idea maybe for my next one, Mark. Everyone, we play a game. I use physical cards, but also have my digital ones. They might not be practical, but there's something more memorable about being handed something, and it's a big deal in some cultures in how you handle cards too. That's interesting. I'd love post-event summaries of the keynotes as standard. That's a great one. Just bullet points, just something so you can remember what you've seen, right? Couldn't agree more. What are you guys going to soon? I will be at Disrupt. I will be hosting a panel there. I know that there's Engage are doing something quite soon as well. Okay, thank you all for those comments. Let's now go to, I've just missed one here. I always suggest to the organisers that they check what a difference a Dave makes. I've seen that on a T-shirt, Dave. I think That t-shirt shop actually used to be where I went to college in Uxbridge in Middlesex. Balcony shirts, they were called. Um, Morris says, what is missing is paid speakers like me who are paid to prepare great content that takes months to prepare. Now that conferences are full of speakers who pay to speak, the quality is poor. Now there are too many speakers at every event these days and they talk rubbish and sell. That is why I rarely speak at events anymore. We delivered experiences. Most people deliver PowerPoints. Yes, Morris there. Highlighting a difference, a big difference. Joe Dean says, create feedback opportunities and involvement opportunities for ND population up to 20%. Yes, very true, Joe Dean. After work this week, engage planned, CNC obviously, CIPD in Manchester. I think the Call and Contact Center Expo did a pretty decent job of including female speakers, but I'd like to see more as standard. Yeah, I agree, Kerry. Couldn't agree more. More areas with plug sockets. Yeah, some of those small things, isn't it? Had to sit in Costa in Expo for ages. Also, somewhere quiet to go if you need. Dave is agreeing with Morris. I am in grumpy old man mode. Someone called me a grumpy old man the other day when I was picking the girls up from one of their millions of different after school things they do. There were some fad speakers at the CNC. Unpaid doesn't always mean a lesser value of content. Yeah, I wasn't paid. More so that, which was a shame. Right. Okay. Let's go to our favorite bit. Oh, just quickly. Many of the names in the comments, I know I've got your emails and you're all invited to our kickoff event on Friday. But as we still have a bit of time between now and Friday, for those of you that haven't seen it, I'm putting together a community-based book. This is your opportunity to be an author. I will be leading the community. So I will be trying to herd cats all in one direction, but we're going to put together a contact center book, get out a rap book written by all of us. If you, and we have a kickoff on Friday, so there's a lot of people already, but it would be remiss of me not to invite you, if you're watching and haven't heard about it. You have got something to say. Don't believe people when they say you haven't. We've all got experiences, we've all got skills and knowledge. I'd like to include as many as possible. If you are interested, you can either just say yes, you are interested in the comments. If you've already done it, you don't need to. You've got the email, you've got the meeting invite for Friday. If you haven't and you are interested, all you have to do is say yes in the comments. Send, and I will contact you about your involvement, and we will kick off on Friday. VT. Yeah, I've got to do a couple more. I'm working on a couple, Danny, just for you. Thanks, Chantel. Let me know if you are interested in contributing. Jodine is, yes, brilliant. So for you, Danny, we have another one. It is the read along. We're coming to the end. We are coming to the end of the CX Decision Makers Guide. First up, again, for the people amongst you that are following this hotly, this is page 108. So the CX metric upon which the board and senior management most judge the success of the CX program. The decision makers that were asked in this survey, you can see there's a pretty even split there between customer satisfaction score at 28%, net promoter score at 26. What really, really surprised me here was that Trustpilot only had 1% of those people that were surveyed said that that was the metric that they used. And that is at odds with conversations I am having with senior leaders that use Trustpilot and talk about Trustpilot more than any other. I have no affinity with Trustpilot. I've never been involved in a company that's used it, but I was very surprised to see Trustpilot there with 1%. What do you make of this graphic? Oh, a few more of you are interested as well. Great. Thank you. I will include you all afterwards. If you could message me on LinkedIn your email, that would be great. Marianne, any chance we're doing it an hour later? I'm in a meeting from 12 till 2. Now, thank you, Marianne, for that kind of question. With the sheer number of people that are going to be involved, I can't accommodate changes. What I will be doing is recording every meeting, emailing it out to our writing group, and you'll be able to, you won't miss a thing, but I'm certainly not going to be trying to coordinate all of our calendars or diaries. So thank you for making that point. Trustpilot is such a large open platform for customers. That surprises me. Yeah, that was my big surprise from this. Trustpilot at 1%, other 4%. Is there any commentary on it? No, not really. Well, let's go to the next one. This is the same. Oh, sorry, Danny says I had a client, big blue chip, that was very much interested in raising their Trustpilot score. They'd recognized that although we might not value it, the general public and customers do. And maybe that is an opportunity for people, right? Which is you're not looking at Trustpilot, but customers are. Because that was a surprise to see for sure. Hello, Jane. No mention of complaints volume or as a percentage of customers either. Very true. That scoring graphic is why I'm so unpopular. None of the top metrics are scientifically valid when compared to analytics. Trustpilot also has significant flaws. I am with Mark. This is bizarre. How can cost per service be a measure of customer experience, says Luke. Yeah, it's true. The percentage of people using Trustpilot versus completing internal CSAT will skew the figures, surely. Jodine, you are far more knowledgeable than this sort of stuff than me. Agree, there was such a focus on Trustpilot at my last place. It was highly regarded as a measure of customer happiness and also the impact it has on acquisition, says Darren. All the other metrics there are internal. We're marking our own homework. Even the external ones, NPS, are marked against internal targets. Very true, Danny. Mark says the board ostrich syndrome, perhaps. Dave says, I've had many approaches from consultants that promise to improve Trustpilot score, effectively manipulate it. Oh, why are people get down that route, Dave? Isn't it? It's not right, is it? Okay, so the same metrics, but this is by organizational revenue. And you can see Trustpilot doesn't even feature here unless it is within other. So if the organization has revenue less than 10 million, they're over there on the left and they base more of their whether their CX is a success on their revenue and sales than any other group. Then the 10 million to 100 million mark, they use customer satisfaction score more than any other. If you're more than 100 million, you're more likely to be focused on net promoter score. If you're not a commercial organization, you are more interested in customer satisfaction scores than anything else. We may trust a product, but not the company. We might trust Amazon's delivery, but not their use of our data. That's right. It's multi-layered, isn't it, Morris, is what you're saying. Our relationship with companies is multi-layered, which is the way it should be. Okay, I want to move on because I'm conscious of time. Are customer-facing employees financially rewarded based on any CX factors? So you can see there is financial reward given to quality scores more than any other of these measures, more than cross sell, upsell, more than CSAT, more than CSAT on an individual, more than NPS, and more than customer retention or first contact resolution rate. Having a bit of a quality background myself, I it gave me an icky feeling whenever I knew quality was associated with remuneration. Just pay people more generally, and use quality as a really important way to coach people and to help them get better. You're changing the dynamic of it when you make it about get a gold score and here's some extra bonus. Now I'm not poo pooing the impact that those extra bonuses had on people. They made a big difference, but it just sent out all the wrong vibes for me. I'm not verbalizing that very well. um, why is it not right? If you had a consultant that said, I can influence your profits upwards, would you think that was manipulative? Improving brand is not inherently dodgy. It's a method used that should be validated. Yes, I agree, Danny. No, what I'm saying is the word from Dave was about manipulating a trust pilot score. I thought he meant he was that nefarious people were offering nefarious methods. Yeah, if we all have to focus on profits, don't we? This has been great today. I'm loving it. Trust is complex. Yes, it's true. Uh, Here he comes. Hugo's here. You might hear him whining. Fights urge to grab soapbox. No, get it. Is this where speech analytics should be used more? It can actively listen to calls and provide a whole summary if that was a good call. All about customer outcomes, not just QA. I disagree about quality scores here. I think customer effort at first call resolution is more important. And this is why you were a good boss with me. Fly the flag, brother. Thank you, my friend. We were a good team, weren't we? It can lead to cherry picking, selective handling, lots of reasons to avoid rewarding quality. Sales and retention, slightly different story. And it seems we are aligned here. Jodine agrees with Simon on love speech analytics and outcomes. Yes, there's a whole range we could do there, isn't there? Now, the final graphic from our read along, the importance of CX developments in the next 2 years. Um, can you hear Hugo moaning? Because he thinks it's time for his you know what, which I won't say. Um, you have a whole episode of discussion here alone. Yeah, very true. We submitted a call to our client for a leveling session. Great call from our advisor. The client didn't like it because the customer did not sound happy, even though we delivered everything the customer needed and more. I have been there. Um, Agree regarding first call resolution. The data did surprise me, says Aman. It is called customer experience, so we should not listen to our customer and what they look at. And what I have seen is what they listen to. Trustpilot, it may not be perfect, but they do. Therefore, work on making that better. People don't even know what NPS is. Maybe that should be a question. Yes. For me, quality needs to be there to help deliver FCR and throw in tech that actually allows the agent to do their job properly. It's all linked, says Darren. Speech analytics is like conversion analytics only for cavemen. Morris has been throwing bombs today. He's been throwing bombs. Right. The very final graphic. We've made it. I have got some conclusions, but let's just have a look at this first, okay? The decision makers, the people that we've been referring to who were surveyed in this report, were asked, when you think about your CX development over the next 2 years, which of these are critically important, important, of limited importance, or unimportant? You can see that by far the number one was an executive commitment to CX, with 61% saying it's critically important. That is the executives being committed for their organization to deliver CX. Now, LinkedIn is awash with CX experts. but we still are looking for, over the next 2 years, executive commitment to it, which seems bonkers. Analytics of customer interactions was next. Analytics there. Customer journey analytics, AI-driven self-service and automation, personalization of customer experience, voice of the customer initiatives, predictive, proactive customer service, and omni-channel connected journeys. Those are the eight that were identified, I guess, or offered as what's going to be important over the next 2 years. What are your thoughts on that? For me, it was the one that was deemed critically important. Um, should be a given, right? Uh, I would love to see me taking ownership and doing what I said I would do, being on this list. Yeah, as I am a decision maker, I am going to decide over the next 2 years to prioritize CX. Yes. Now, just quickly, let's move on to this is 2 pages of conclusions from what we've been reading. The key aim of CX improvement is cost management. Main investment in CX improvement is technology. Telephony is the largest channel, 65%, email second with 20%. Despite this investment despite this, investment is mainly going to digital channels. CX technology is, now these were the conclusions based on everything we've run through, and I've taken these conclusions from Contact Babel's report. CX technology is under-supported, no single view of the customer, and lack of budget. Businesses believe most important CX factor is first call resolution. For customers, it's short wait times. This is one of my favorite topics. Just get to the phone to deal with customers quicker. That we'll see our customer satisfaction scores go up. We'll see news reports. It's the only time our industry is ever in the news, when customer service has never been so low. Get to the calls quicker. Let our guys do their stuff. And guys can be you. You should look it up. You can refer to guys as guys and girls. It works. Next page. These are all the conclusions from the report we've been going through. Most customers want a live agent interaction. There are differences in channel choice by age and socio-economic groups, so businesses should provide this. Interaction and analytics is becoming increasingly useful. Improving customer retention is seen as being the key to CX outcomes. First call resolution is largely ignored as a primary indicator of the, oh, what have I done there? Success of CX improvement programs. Exec team's commitment to improving is the most important factor. We've done it, everybody. We got through another brilliant Contact Babel report. What would we do without them? I want to thank Steve Morel for all the work he does. I want to thank all of you for all of the fantastic conversations we have had based on our stats. Hopefully it's given you food for thought. It's certainly given us things to talk about here, disagreements to have. Let's please keep, which is better, rugby football out of future events of Get Out of Rap TV. I'm jesting, of course. But it's been I've really enjoyed it. We've got to find another publication to go through, but perhaps we fill the spot with GOW X and your opportunity. So we've already had a few volunteers, and I will be in touch to organize that with you. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a brilliant one today. Can we get you to go on the 10-minute session? Yeah, if there's a BALL involved, he will be involved. Yeah, he's sniffing around. He's very impatient right now. The second one of those of the day. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you can all join me next week. I appreciate you coming. I learned so much from you guys, and it's always an entertaining to read all of your comments. Again, if your comments didn't show, I'm really sorry. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. It's a LinkedIn thing. So have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for joining the show. Thanks for all your opinions, and have a great day.